Without memories, are we still fully human? Dear viewer, picture your brain as a grand but slightly disorganized library, a labyrinth of leather-bound autobiographies, sticky note reminders, and a few dog-eared pages of questionable life choices. Now imagine a tornado tears through this library, scattering your mental archives to the wind. And by tornado, I mean head injury, stroke, amnesia, brain infection, tumor, or dementia. What remains? A hollow but structurally sound building, still human, but eerily quiet. This, dear viewer, is the existential pickle we're dissecting today. If we lose our memories, do we lose our humanity? Or are we just humans running on factory settings, like a smartphone after a hard reset, functional, but missing all the good apps? So, get yourself ready to ponder the puzzling predicament of personhood sans the precious portfolio of past perceptions in this cerebral investigation, armed with neuroscience, philosophy, and a touch of questionable humor. Warning: this video may contain traces of pretentious vocabulary, meandering metaphors, intentional alliteration, and a sleep-inducing monotone narration. Chapter 1. Memory, the glue, and sometimes duct tape, holding our minds together. Long-term memories are like the over-eager news anchor in your brain, constantly broadcasting, "This is who you are. This is why you still cringe at your 2007 MySpace profile. This is why you have to sing Bomb, Bomb, Bomb to the song Sweet Caroline." Without this running commentary, you're just a confused mammal in sweatpants, staring blankly at a fridge, wondering why you opened it. Again. Now consider the simple act of recognizing a loved one, the warm rush of affection, the instant understanding of shared history, the comfortable familiarity. All of it springs forth from the wellspring of long-term memory. Without it, a spouse would be a stranger, a child an unfamiliar face. The intricate dance of human relationships, so vital to our sense of belonging and well-being, would become a bewildering ballet of blank stares and hesitant interactions. The profound connections that give our lives meaning would be severed, leaving us isolated on an island of perpetual present. The chimpanzee paradox. Chimpanzees have a 20-second memory span, yet they still romp, eat, and presumably ponder the mysteries of their jungle universe. Are they less monkey because they forget? Probably not. But humans? We're walking, talking Wikipedia pages of personal lore. Without our stories, we're like a novel with a third of the pages ripped out. We're technically still a book, but good luck understanding why the protagonist keeps juggling kittens at IKEA. Chapter 2. The backup you never knew you needed. Memory isn't just one thing. It's a whole filing system. There's sensory and short-term memory and long-term memory. Let's take a closer look at long-term memory and how we use this to be us. Episodic memory, your brain's personal time machine. Episodic memory is your mind's scrapbook, storing all those "I was there when" moments. It lets you relive your first kiss, that embarrassing karaoke night, or where you left your keys. This autobiographical memory system is famously unreliable, which explains why you and your sibling remember your childhood completely differently. When this fails, you don't just forget facts, you lose your personal story. Semantic memory. The encyclopedia in your head. Semantic memory contains all the random facts you've accumulated: that Paris is the capital of France, what a platypus looks like, and that you shouldn't microwave metal. It's why you can name 3 Kardashians but can't remember what you ate for breakfast. Unlike episodic memory, these facts float context-free in your brain. Lose this, and you might stare at a fork wondering if it's a musical instrument or a hairstyling tool. Procedural memory. Your body's autopilot. This is the how-to muscle memory that lets you ride a bike, play guitar, or make your morning coffee while half asleep. It's why you can't explain how you tie shoelaces, but your hands just know. Procedural memory is the most resilient. Even with amnesia, people often retain these skills. Emotional memory.
Feeling, nothing more than feeling.
Emotional memory is your brain's highlight reel of feelings, preserving the gut punch of rejection, the warmth of a childhood hug, or the terror of almost falling off a bike. It's why a random song can instantly transport you back to your first heartbreak, or why you still flinch when you see something that resembles a spider decades after that traumatic encounter. The amygdala, a key brain region for processing emotions, plays a significant role in tagging these memories with emotional significance, influencing how strongly they're stored and retrieved. Unlike facts or events, emotional memories stick like mental post-it notes, often outlasting everything else when other memories fade. Priming memory, the Optimus Prime of the unconscious. Priming memory is your subconscious's way of whispering hints, like when hearing the word sand makes you think beach faster, or why you suddenly crave pizza after seeing a commercial. It works behind the scenes, subtly shaping your reactions without you realizing it, like a mental autocomplete function. This invisible nudge explains everything from why brand logos work to why you keep misplacing your keys in the same illogical spot. Chapter 3. The Amnesiac's Identity Crisis, a tragicomedy in 3 acts. Amnesia raises questions about the relationship between memory and identity, sparking philosophical debates about whether our memories define who we are. Act 1. The Case of the Missing Me. Take Clive Waring, a musician with one of the most severe cases of amnesia ever recorded. His memory lasted mere seconds, like a chimp with a PhD. Yet he still recognized his wife, felt love, and could play piano beautifully, thanks muscle memory. So, was Clive still human? Absolutely. But was he Clive? That's where things get messier than a burrito in a dog's mouth. Act 2. The Ship of Theseus, but for brains. Philosophers adore the Ship of Theseus paradox. If you replace all the planks of a ship, is it still the same ship? Similarly, if you replace or erase all your memories, are you still you? Or just a ship-shaped pile of driftwood with an existential crisis? John Locke argued that memory equals self. No memory, no you. But then again, Locke never had to deal with a Patron tequila blackout, so maybe he underestimated our ability to rebuild from mental rubble. Act 3. The Eternal Newbie. Without memories, every sunrise is your first, every ice cream cone a revelation. There's something almost poetic about living in an endless present, like a chimpanzee where every few seconds you're a new you. But is this Zen-like ignorance truly human? Chapter 4. The Philosophical Punchline, What Makes Us Us. Let's talk about the narrative self versus the experiential self. We like to think we're the heroes of our own stories. But what if the story gets erased? Are we still the protagonist, or just an extra in someone else's movie? Narrative theorists say, no story, no self. Existentialists counter, existence precedes essence, baby, just vibe. Neuroscientists mutter, it's complicated. Chapter 5. Can a person with severe memory loss still benefit from psychotherapy? At first glance, psychotherapy might seem futile for someone with severe memory loss. After all, how can you process past traumas or build coping strategies if you can't remember yesterday? Yet, surprisingly, therapy can still offer meaningful benefits. While traditional talk therapy that relies on recalling personal history may be limited, Approaches like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, adapted for the present moment, can help as they tap into the client's procedural and emotional memory. For example, a therapist might focus on grounding techniques, emotional regulation, and sensory-based exercises to ease anxiety or depression. The therapeutic relationship itself, providing comfort, validation, and a sense of safety, can still improve quality of life, regardless of memory. Additionally, nonverbal and experiential therapies, such as music, art, or movement therapy, can be powerful tools. Since procedural and emotional memory often outlast episodic memory, a person with amnesia might still respond to familiar songs, textures, or rhythmic activities that evoke calm or joy. Therapists can also work with caregivers to reinforce positive behaviors and emotional cues, creating a supportive environment that doesn't depend on the patient's recall. Even if the individual doesn't remember the therapy session, the residual effects, including reduced agitation, improved mood, or a moment of connection, can have a tangible impact. Ultimately, the goal shifts from insight-oriented healing to immediate emotional and behavioral support. While the person may not remember progress in the conventional sense, psychotherapy can still enhance their present well-being, foster moments of clarity or comfort, and help caregivers manage challenges with greater empathy. In this way, therapy becomes less about fixing the past and more about nurturing the humanity that persists beyond memory. Chapter 6. So, are we still human? The verdict. If humanity were a pizza, memories would be the toppings, delicious, defining, but not the whole pie. The crust, your biology, the sauce, your emotions, and the cheese, your social wiring, remain even if the pepperoni of personal history goes missing. Without memories, do we still love? Are love a quintessentially human emotion? Can love exist without memory? The answer is a resounding yes. Love isn't confined to shared history. It thrives in the here and now. Think of a mother bonding with her newborn. There are no memories yet, but the connection is profound. In the same vein, someone with memory loss can still fall in love, laugh at a joke, or feel the warmth of a hug. While memory enriches relationships by adding layers of shared experiences, the essence of connection transcends the past. Bittersweetness of memory loss. Losing memories is like losing a scrapbook full of terrible haircuts, terrific vacations, and a trail of ex-lovers, which can be painful but not fatal to your soul. You're still human, sort of like decaf coffee or diet soda, which are missing a little of the kick. Consider individuals with amnesia. Despite memory loss, they can still exhibit kindness, creativity, and curiosity. Similarly, in Alzheimer's patients, the essence of humanity often shines through, even as memories fade. The ultimate quiz. Would you pass the Turing test of humanity? If an amnesiac and a normal person were both asked, do you love? Yes. Do you fear? Also, yes. Do you get irrationally angry at slow Wi-Fi? Absolutely. If you answered yes to all three, then the difference is just bandwidth, not hardware. Chapter 7. A parting thought. Without memories, you're still a Homo sapien, just one with a somewhat empty Wikipedia page. You'll still laugh, cry, and get unreasonably competitive about board games. But the history of you, including the inside jokes, the hard lessons learned, the remembrance of old cartoons, that's missing in action. Just like anyone else with a disability, you still have your humanness and soul intact. So are you fully human? Yes. Like a photocopy is still a document. It's slightly faded, but still legally binding. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go get something from my refrigerator before I forget. Again.